Good afternoon, Mr. Farid and Mrs. Noorminshah.
Good afternoon.
Okay, Miss.
Good afternoon.
Okay, for all the participants of DECOTA 2020, please inform your friend or relative to join this class because the class is about to begin, and the class begin at 20 to 11 a.m. or 10:40 a.m. Thank you. Once again, for all participants of DECOTA 2020, please turn on your camera and use the virtual background of DECOTA 2020 provided by the committee. Thank you. Okay, I remind all again, for all the participants of DECOTA 2020, please turn on your camera and use the virtual background of DECOTA 2020 provided by the committee. Okay, I remind all again, for all the participants of DECOTA, please inform your friend or relative to join this class because the class is about to begin, and please turn on your camera and use the virtual background of DECOTA 2020 provided by the committee. Okay, because the time has shown at 10:42 a.m., so we can start the class, okay? Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to DECOTA 2020. And before we start the class, it's good for us to pray together, okay? Let's pray together. Pray, begin. Now, I want to inform to all participants about rundown of the class. For opening, it's myself. My name is Mahardika, as a college student of Information System Airlangga University, and I become as a Master of Ceremony during this class. And also, I was instructed by our lecturer, Mr. Farid Effendi, to be a moderator in this class session. After that, there will be a discussion class with our special speaker. She is Mrs. Associate Professor Dr. Noorminshah Iahad. She is from Azman Hashim International Business School, Information System, University Technology Malaysia, Johor Bahru. and the discussion topic about basic concept of enterprise resource planning. In the next, there will be a Q&A session. If we has a question, we can ask in this session to our speaker. Okay, in this session, open for all participants. And in the ending of the class, participants must fill the feedback and presents form because there is an e-certificate that will be sent automatically via email. So that was a rundown of the session class. On the next is me again as a moderator of this class. Good afternoon, Mrs. Good afternoon, Mrs. Sorry, Mrs. Can you hear me?
Me? Sorry?
Yes, yes.
Oh, sorry. So
Okay.
we can begin now?
Sorry, Miss.
Can we begin now?
Wait.
Okay. All right.
I will explain a little about our speaker. Wait. Okay. Mr. Noorminshah graduated for her undergraduate study at the University of Malaya, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. She had been exposed to developing web-based application since her industrial application practice in 1990. She joined the Information System Department at the University Technology Malaysia as a tutor in 2000. She had a year of teaching experience before continuing her studies for MSc in Information System Engineering at the Computation Department, University of Manchester Institute of Science and Technology, Manchester. She did her PhD at the School of Informatics, the University of Manchester. She worked with Professor Linda Macaulay from the Interactive System Design Research section in the same school and Dr. George Davoulas from the School of Computing Science, Middlesex University. Her research was on investigating interaction patterns in asynchronous computer-mediated communication. I think that was little about Dr. Noorminshah. Okay, everyone, now let's begin this class with continue to our topic with our special speaker. She will bring up the topic about basic concept of enterprise resource planning. The platform and the time is yours.
Okay. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Mahardika. So can everyone hear me clearly? Okay?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Yes.
Thank you very much. So it is a pleasure for me to be here. Thank you, Mr. Mahardika, for the introduction. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm in the class of Mr. Farid. Am I right?
Yes, Mrs.
Okay, all right, thank you. So what I got to know is you are studying information systems. So let me start let me start sharing my slides. Can you see the slides now?
Right, I can see the slide.
Okay. All right. So very good morning to all. First of all, I would like to thank Universitas Airlangga for the invitation for DECOTA 2020. Next, let me just give you an introduction of myself. As Mr. Mahardika told you just now, my journey as an academician begins in 2000, whereby I joined the Faculty of Computing as a tutor until 2017. For your information, before 2017, in University Technology Malaysia, we have about 20 faculties. For example, engineering faculties alone, we have multiple faculties. For example, we have one faculty for civil engineering, one for chemical engineering, one for mechanical. So UTM is basically an engineering-based university, mainly engineering. Okay, the core is engineering. But however, in 2017, there is a major restructuring of faculties. Because of that, Faculty of Computing is put under the Faculty of Engineering. So we have Faculty Engineering. Under the Faculty Engineering, we have schools of civil engineering, School of Mechanical, and so on. So one of the schools is School of Computing in 2017. So because of that, I think as an information systems researcher or academician, I don't fit well, not much fit in the Faculty of Engineering. That's why in 2017, I joined Azman Hashim International Business School, which is the business school in UTM. Okay, so in terms of systems development, I have been appointed as the UTM Research Management Center IT Manager from May 2015 to November 2017. And now I am in charge at the UTM Research Computing section under the Department of Deputy Vice Chancellor Research and Innovation since November 2017. So as the IT manager, I am in charge of planning of systems development for research systems. For example, systems to manage research projects, systems to manage copyright, intellectual property management of academicians, and so on. All research-related systems are developed by the UTM Research Computing section. Okay, so basically my interest is on, my research interest is on information systems development, health informatics, and gamification. Okay. As the Mr. Mahardika mentioned just now, yes, Alhamdulillah, I have the opportunity to do my master's and PhD at the University of Manchester. So probably we have any of you here are Manchester United fans? Any of you? No.
Not me, sir.
Not
Not me,
MU
miss.
supporters, no. Okay, Liverpool or what? Okay, all right. So I'm just trying to be interactive, because you know when we give online lecture, it's like looking at ourselves or looking at the laptop. All right. Okay, so that's a bit about me. Okay, so for today's lecture, these are the four main things that we will be exploring. Number one, history and definition of enterprise resource planning. Then we will look at the reasons for using ERP, or why do we need ERP. Third is types of ERP systems. And then number four, two mostly discussed extension of ERP systems. Okay. Okay, first let's look at the history and definition of ERP. Okay, why do I start with a bicycle manufacturer? Basically I want to go through a bit of the history of ERP. Where does ERP comes from? Okay, let's look at example of a bicycle manufacturer. Okay, so as a user of a bicycle, we seem to see like it's a simple thing, but actually for the manufacturer, you can see that there are a lot of elements, there are a lot of things in a bicycle. Okay, for example, if you can see from the figure, we have tires, we have a seat post, we have the top tube, we have the handlebar, the brakes, and so on. Okay, so it is something we look at as a user, we see it as a simple thing, but it's actually complicated. Whereby if users order a bicycle, okay, so the manufacturer have to make sure that the inventory, all parts are in stock and so on. Okay, so as a manufacturer, what they have to do is they have to have detailed planning of each of these materials. Okay, and these materials comes from maybe from one manufacturer or one supplier, or maybe can come from multiple suppliers. Okay, so in the manufacturing area, there is one area called one element or one element that we call bills of material. Okay, BOM. So for a bicycle, for example, this is an example, just a small example of bicycle. The bills of material for a bicycle. Number one, this is bicycle, the first stage. The second stage, we have handlebars and also the frame. And then under the frame, we have wheels and frame. Okay, so this is how a bicycle is break down into the materials. Okay, so why I bring this into the picture, I want you to understand the concept of a product which is manufactured by a manufacturer. To ensure that you come out with a product, you assemble a product, we need to know what are the materials needed to produce a product, which is the bicycle. So to ensure that, we need a bill of material. Okay, so this is just one part of the manufacturing process for a bicycle, as an example of a bicycle. Okay, so let's look at MRP. So actually, for your information, ERP started from MRP, which is Material Requirements Planning. Okay, in the material requirements planning in the manufacturing industry, okay, so initially in early years, for example, we have customer orders, and then we also have forecast demand, and then the manufacturer will produce a master production schedule, meaning how much demand that we have from the customers. Okay, so from the list of let's take example of a bicycle, a manufacturing of bicycle. Okay, so from there they need to prepare the bills of material, the one that I showed you just now, and then they need to identify the inventory records. So these two things, which is bills of materials and inventory records, are actually recorded systematically in a system which is called MRP, Materials Requirements Planning. So initially, we have this system, MRP system. Okay, so from the MRP system, then they can identify, they can generate purchase orders, what are the material plans, and so on. So initially, ERP started with Materials Requirements Planning System, just a small module for these two purposes, which is for bills of materials and inventory records. Okay, but as time goes by, this system extended into not only for BOM and inventory records, but for the whole manufacturing process. Okay, so from materials requirement plannings, this one that I showed just now is known as MRP1. Okay, then MRP1 is extended or expanded into a new system, which is MRP2, which is manufacturing resource planning. So it is something bigger. Just now it's just about the materials, just about the inventory. But when we talk about manufacturing resource planning, it's something bigger, the whole manufacturing process. Okay, so what is the difference? MRP1 plans the needs of materials. MRP2 plans the needs for resources. Okay, and for MRP2, it comprises only the manufacturing area. Okay, only a small part in the manufacturing area, but MRP2 includes the entire organization, meaning not only itself, not only about the manufacturing, but but also including about related to suppliers, related to customers, and so on. Okay, so MRP1 is an open system. MRP2 is a closed loop manufacturing resource planning. We will look into this later. Okay, MRP1 responds to what, how much, and when to acquire materials. And MRP2 responds to the same as MRP, but also how much and when it will be produced and what are the available resources. So it's a larger scope. Okay, so MRP1 improves the materials and production scheduling. MRP2, because it involves the whole organization, so it improves overall productivity of an organization. Okay, in general, in overview, this is the history of ERP systems. Okay, the one that I mentioned just now, material requirements planning, actually started in 1970s. Okay, and then in 1980s, the manufacturing resource planning, which is MRP2, started. 1990s, we have enterprise resource planning. Okay, so 1980s manufacturing resource planning, the focus is bigger. As I mentioned just now, materials requirements planning just look at the materials, just look at the manufacturing process. Okay, 1980s manufacturing resource planning not only look at the manufacturing process, meaning what are the materials needed, but the whole process of an organization. But mainly in 1980s, this system, the larger system, is used only by manufacturing companies. Okay. However, in 1990s, the concept of MRP is the scope is opened, or the scope is extended to not only for manufacturing companies, but other companies. Okay, so that's why we have a more general systems that we call enterprise resource planning, ERP, which is in 1990s. Then in 2000s, we have the extended ERP, and not in the picture. In 2010, we have the cloud-based ERP. Okay, so that's basically the evolution. But we will go through and look at what exactly is an ERP system. Okay, if we look at this figure, we can see the functions and the advancement of this system. Okay, first, MRP, it includes bills of materials and inventory. In MRP2, we have order entry, forecasting, master scheduling, accounting, costing, planning, purchasing. So you can see that it is something larger. The scope is larger for an organization. It's not only about materials, but other aspects of the organization. Okay, next, ERP, we have supply chain, demand management, logistics. So if you look at ERP, it is the largest scope. It not only caters the needs of an organization alone, but it also caters the requirements, the interactions with suppliers, with customers. For example, sales and operation planning, it involves customers, right? Okay, and then human resource, it involves the employees of an organization. So the scope is even bigger. And then in the next is the advancement in ERP, whereby we have systems such as customer relationship management, business process management, supplier relation management, e-commerce, and so on. And for example, nowadays we know that we are in the fourth industrial revolution. So we will look into, the technology has extended into IoT integration and blockchain integration. Okay, in short, we can say that enterprise resource planning systems, sometimes you will hear that people call ERP as also enterprise systems. Okay, so an ERP or enterprise system is a suite, a package, okay, of integrated software modules and a common central database. Okay, and then an ERP collects data from many divisions of firm for use in nearly all of firm's internal business activities. And then information entered in one process is immediately available for other processes. Okay, so I hope, please try and read this for a while. And then we will look into next slide. Just digest a bit the definition. May I know, have you learned about business processes?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Business
Thank you.
process.
Yes.
Okay, so if we look at this, okay, enterprise systems, integrated software modules, common central database, and it involves many divisions or departments in an organization. It involves also internal business activities, and it also involves information. Okay. So if you look at this definition, hold on. How do I wait? Okay, I've asked you to look at this right just now. I want to stop sharing for a while. Can you please go to this Padlet? I have given you the URL at the chat box. So what I would like to ask you to do is, can you please just add a note? What are the keywords when we talk about the definition of enterprise resource planning? Okay, good. Resource integration, managing, communication. That's good. Communication. Don't worry if it's the same as your friend's idea. No worries. Just type. Departments. Okay. Sharing, correct. Resources, resource integration. What else? What else? I'm looking for something. Services, okay. one critical thing missing. Processes, okay. Accounting and finance, okay, which is one of the modules or one part of ERP. Analyze customer, okay, that's a part of ERP. Enterprise. Oh, information sharing. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Information and information sharing. Okay, so we have databases, we have information, we have information sharing, human resource. Good, good, nice. It's nice. Thank you very much. So, yep, one more integrated. I think someone is still okay. Integrated logistics, okay. Human resource, okay. All right. So, what you have typed in this Padlet are various aspects of enterprise resource planning. Number one are the keywords, okay, that defines ERP. Number two are the components of ERP. For example, when I say the definition, the keywords that define ERP, what is an ERP? An ERP is a system that has a database, okay, enables sharing of information across departments, across an organization, okay, that allows communication among departments, okay, and yeah, of course they have a database, shared processes, and so on. I will show you a slide afterwards. That's one part of ERP. Another part, another aspect of what we discuss here in the Padlet is what are the elements or components in ERP. So the components are, for example, integrated logistics, risk management, human resource, production and materials management, and so on. So those are the details, okay? So thank you very much for your response. Let me share again the PowerPoint slides. Okay, looking back at this slide just now. So the keywords. So basically these are the core or the main keywords that we have in the ERP definition. We have information, we have database, of course we have the organization, a system, processes, activities, everything is integrated, and everything is, we deal everything about data, okay? One more thing which is important is the data is, the data is entered once but can be viewed by multiple functions or multiple units. Okay, so previously in earlier 1980s, we developed systems in silos or not integrated, not with a centralized database. So one data entry in system A will not be reflected in system B because they don't interact with each other. But in an ERP system, all units in an organization is connected. If one unit entered data, all other units can view that data. Okay, so that's what we call single point entry of data. Okay, so what are the reasons for using ERP systems? Why? Why do we want to use ERP systems? Before we answer that, what are the 5 elements of an information systems? Can you just type on the Padlet? Because we are information system students, right? So what are the elements of information systems? People, correct? software, hardware, network, okay, there are 5 and there might be also 6 elements. What is another element? Process, okay. Anyone can give me one more element? We have hardware, software, people, process, network, one keyword. Network, this one, network, people, process, hardware, software is almost there. But another word for process. Another word which is better than process. Anyone? Procedures, correct. Correct. That's right, correct. Okay, so the 5 main elements, or maybe you can call 6 actually, with the growth of network. We have network now. So network, people, procedures, hardware, software, and 1, 2, 3, yeah, procedures and network. Sorry, another one is data. So 6, including the network. Initially, when we talk about information systems, they mention 5 elements, which are people, procedure, hardware, software, and data. But with the growth of course, with the growth of internet, we have 6 elements, okay? All right, thank you, great. Okay, so when we talk about people, people is the core elements of an organization. Okay, organization has people. Okay, so a group of people engage in purposeful activity over extended time. Okay, so a tool used to coordinate in order to obtain value for organizational goals. So when we talk about the system itself, the software, the ERP, okay, is used by an organization, used by the people in the organization to coordinate the processes, the business activities, to obtain value for organization goals. Okay, so how does an organization creates value? First, organization will get input and then will process the input and then come up with the output, and it gives the output to the environment. This is just a general value creation in organization, okay? Okay, so when we talk about business processes, it refers to work activities across time. Sorry, where is it? Okay. Work across time and place with a beginning, an end, and clearly identified inputs and outputs. And it has sequence, purpose, and interaction. Okay, that's a definition of business process. Okay, this is just an example of business process whereby and these are the functions in an organization. We have functions of marketing, distribution centers, accounts, and shipping or logistics. Okay, so when we talk about a business process of buying a product by a customer, okay, so the marketing people will receive order, so they will input the customer order in the database. So if it's available, the system will verify and then print invoice and then ship the products, and then the products will be delivered to the customer. So I just want to show this to show you that in buying a product by a customer, it involves multiple units of an organization. It's not about one unit only, but it involves multiple units. Okay, so if we look at this figure just now, we have marketing, we have distribution center, we have accounts, we have shipping. In an organization, we have various departments. Okay, for example, human resource, marketing, accounting, what else? Sales, research and development. So when we talk about these units, they have their own functions. Okay, so they have their specific functions. So, however, in an organization, when it involves customers, each department cannot work on their own. They have to work across all departments. Okay, so it is not function-based, but it is customer-based. So if we look at the difference between function and process, okay, the function refers to units. Okay, for example, the one that I mentioned just now, human resource, accounting, research. So the function focus on what? Okay, so when we talk about human resource department, say what are the tasks of the employees in an organization? Okay, so focus on what? It is vertical. When we say about vertical, meaning it only caters that particular unit. Okay, it is static within that unit. As I mentioned just now, a function is task-centered and it is individual or specialist. They have very specialized tasks, okay, and they are very narrow tasks. If we focus on process, the focus is on how. Okay, and it is horizontal. Why do we say it's horizontal? Because it will go across units. It will go across human resource, marketing, accounting, and so on. It will go across the organization. Okay, so because it's moving across the organization, it's dynamic. Okay, it's customer oriented because the focus is on the products and services, not on the internal of the organization alone. So when we talk about horizontal, when we talk about cross-function, so it is a team basis or generalist, and it is more holistic. Okay, so basically, in summary, the ERP characteristics, there are 3 ERP characteristics. It is a process-oriented organization. Okay, the core ERP is centered upon a process or processes. Data is at the core of the enterprise, single point of entry. Okay, this is what I mentioned just now. The core is the data, and ERP as a major part of the enterprise architecture. Okay, so when we talk about a system which is crossing all departments, and there is one single entry of data, and ERP is a major system. Okay, so that is what we call an enterprise system. Okay, and the central of this system is controlled by a database. Okay, so what are the benefits of implementing ERP software? Number 1, security and regulatory compliance. I think all of you have studied about database, right? Databases?
Yes.
Right, Mrs.
Why do we need to have database? What is the benefits of having database? Can anyone answer?
Database can be used to store the data and later be used to
Structure data, okay.
Yes, structure it, and it is the core material for information.
Okay, good. Thank you. What else?
I think we need to have database because from the data we can do the analyzing or analysis part for our organization.
Okay, good. We can organize the data. All right. Okay. So if we look at the what you said just now, it can be related to streamlining from the data that we have. We can streamline the process and we can improve efficiency. We can have data analysis from the data that we have, centralized database. We can predict the growth of the products and organization. Okay, one thing that I want to stress here, I keep on saying about the centralized database and single point of entry for data. Okay, meaning as I mentioned just now, for example, we have a very large organization, and that large organization has many units. Okay, let's say unit A, B, C, D, E, 5 units. What I mean by single entry point of data is, for example, if unit C enter a data into the ERP system, other units A, B, D, and E can also view that data. There is only a need for only one entry of data. Okay, by having a centralized database, by having a single point of entry of data, so that ensures that data is not duplicated. Okay, remember when you learn about databases, what is the reason for having databases? We do not want to have duplicate data. Okay, so ERP helps us with this. We do not want to have duplication of data. At the same time, we can ensure that the data is entered or can be viewed by certain people that we assigned. So that's related to security and regulatory compliance. Okay, so next, by having an ERP system, it can help an organization to stay competitive compared to their competitors. Okay, just now when we go through what are the definition of ERP, we look into the keywords. Okay, one of the keyword is information. Also, some of you shared communication. Okay, so that enables a collaboration among departments, collaboration among different functions. So that increase efficiency and collaboration. Okay, and ERP increase productivity. Nowadays, as you know, we have IoT, we have mobile devices. So when we have a centralized system, we are more mobile and flexible. Okay, we can streamline our processes and efficiency with the ERP. Save money. Save money is not directly, okay? Normally when we implement an IT system, it will take time for us to save money. But of course, when we want to implement an ERP system, we have to invest first. But we might save money in other aspects, for example, in the logistics area, in the materials planning area, and so on. Okay, by having the ERP, we can improve customer service. We have just now, as we mentioned, we have integrated information, and we can do forecasting and reports. Okay, so these are some of the top benefits of implementing ERP software. Okay, so when we talk about ERP, these are the core modules of an ERP, which is first financial or accounting, where it includes the general ledger, accounts receivable and payable, and then human resources, the modules that enables to manage personnel administration, payroll, and so on. And then manufacturing and production, which is about purchasing, shipping, logistics, and so on. And another one is sales and marketing, okay, so which communicates with the customers related to order processing, billing, sales, and so on. So these are mainly the core modules in an ERP. Okay, so depends on the provider of the ERP systems. These are examples of the system modules. In ERP, normally we call it modules or packages. Okay, so ERP might have inventory modules, services modules, sales, human resources, purchasing, CRM, MRP, financial, and so on. So it depends on the provider of the ERP. What I mean by it depends on the provider, I will show you afterwards. Okay. Okay, so basically we have gone through the two main things or two main units, two main things that I have outlined from the beginning of the class. Okay, next we are going to look at the types of ERP systems. Okay, just now we know the definition, what are the definition, and then we know the benefits, why do we use ERP. Then let's look at the types of ERP systems. Okay, so when we, as an organization, when we want to implement ERP, how do we implement? How do we choose? So we will choose based on the function that we want to use. Okay, and then we will map our business process to the software processes. Okay, so we can use software configuration tables for customizing. Okay, there are actually a lot of ERP systems in the market. So if you look at this figure, you can see that this is done by a software review website. Okay, they collected information from users of the systems and they come up with this quadrant. Okay, so if you look at this figure, you can see that maybe you can't see clearly the bottom down right area where you can see Microsoft Dynamics AS, IFS application. That is, they categorize them as service star. Okay, and then the below one, Epicore ERP, Deltek, Costpoint, Inform for ERP solutions, they call it challenges, meaning these are the new new entrants or new products of ERP systems. Okay, and then we have the product whereby SAP 5 for HANA, Oracle JDE. So these are the top products in ERP. And then we look at the leaders, this is from the point of view of the users. Okay, these are the leaders of ERP systems. For example, Microsoft Dynamics 365, Oracle ERP Cloud, Sage X3, and so on. Okay, so there are a lot of ERP systems available in the market. Even we also have open source ERP systems, which you can explore in your class. Okay. So when we talk about an organization that want to implement ERP, so how do we choose which ERP system to use? Okay, as I showed just now, there are a lot of ERP systems. So one of the way to choose an ERP system is by looking at the size of organization. Are you an enterprise, which is a very large organization, or is the organization a medium-sized, or is it a small business? First, we look at the size of the organization. So these are examples of ERP systems mapped with the size of organization. For example, for an enterprise, a very large organization, we can recommend organization to use SAP, Oracle, and Microsoft Dynamics, or Microsoft Dynamics. Okay, so medium size, we can propose using NetSuite, Sage, and Inform. And for small businesses, we can suggest to use Deltek, Work, and SysPro. So what the numbers that I wrote next to the ERP system is actually what we can say. In addition to looking into the size of organization, what we can do to choose which ERP system is by looking at the type of industry. We have to ask, what type of industry am I in? Okay, and then which ERP system supports my industry? Okay, so if you look at SAP, for example, it supports 25 types of industries. For Oracle, 23. Microsoft Dynamics for industries, and so on. Okay, so those are the numbers represent the type of industries that it support. I will show you the one. So what I mean by that is, maybe I will go through 2 more slides and I will show you what does it mean by industry-specific modules or packages. Okay. Okay. Other than that, when we talk about type of ERP, we can look at the aspect of the platform that it offers. Number one, it can be best of breed, meaning the ERP system is a very general system. Okay. Number two, it can be bear in mind the best of breed. Example of best of breed is the popular ERP system, which is SAP. Okay, so but it is general system and sometimes can't be customized or very difficult to be customized. Okay, because it's already ready-made. Okay, and then we have another type which is modular, which is comprised of smaller modules, very niche applications, meaning it is very specific to certain industries and incompatible with cloud deployment. Okay, the next one is ERP suites, whereby it combines the best of breed and the modular. Okay, next, when we talk about ERP system, we can also look at how it is implemented. Okay, number one, on-premise, meaning you buy the software from the provider and then install it in your organization on a server, your own server. So it's on-premise. It's expensive, okay, because it's customized to your organization, but you have full control of the ERP system and it is more secure. Or for certain organizations, like maybe they are small or medium enterprises or small businesses. So instead of using on-premise, because if we use on-premise, we have to invest on the server. We have to make sure that we have the resources, the staff that will look into the system, the technical problems, and so on. So small and medium businesses and small businesses cannot afford to invest on that. Okay, so what they can do is they can go into the cloud-based ERP. So we know, right, like nowadays we have so many cloud services whereby it is based on subscription, either monthly or yearly. So it's the same as cloud ERP. So it is affordable, up to date, and however, this is normal, it is limited customization. So for hybrid, there might be organizations that want to use both on-premise and cloud. Okay. Okay, so I would like to show you example of where is my, okay, hold on. This is an example of, can you see my screen, the Sage?
Yes, ma'am. We can clearly see that.
Thank you. So if you look at this, you can go on your laptop or desktop or mobile phone, sage.com. So Sage is one of the top provider of ERP systems. Okay. So if you look at this Sage, at the products, okay, they have, these are the ERP, main ERP system, which is Sage 300 Solutions and Sage X3. Okay, so it depends on how big you want. So if you look at Sage 300 Solutions, run your entire business from end to end with a powerful set of tools. Sage X3 take control of your end-to-end enterprise business processes. So Sage X3 is more powerful than Sage 300 Solutions, meaning with more functions. Okay, if we look at, this is what I want to show you just now. Where is it? Hold on. Okay, this one, by industry. You remember just now I mentioned about industry-specific ERP. Okay, so for Sage, they offer the usage of their ERP system according to they support these industries. For example, manufacturing, process manufacturing, wholesale distribution, and so on. Food and beverage. Okay, so let's look at this one. Ready for your industry. If you look at this example, it can support process manufacturing, whether you are looking into chemicals, cosmetics, and food and beverages. And then services, okay, food and beverage, distribution, manufacturing, and so on. So different types of ERP support different types of industries. Okay, let me show you this one. For the Sage 300 solutions. You can look at these are the, hold on. So they have different business solutions. It's Sage 300, but most of them are now, the trend is now going towards cloud actually. I want to show you something just now. Hold on. Oh, it's loading. Okay. Actually, I was excited to see this picture because there's a person wearing a hijab. But then I realized they say award-winning ERP software in Malaysia. So it means that there's also a lot of Malaysian companies using this. Maybe you can explore for your assignments and so on, usage of Sage Business Cloud in Indonesia. Okay, what I want to show you just now is here. Okay, so product capabilities, meaning this Sage X3, these are the modules that they have: financial management, supply chain management, product management. Okay, so these are the list. These are all the features, all the modules that I mentioned just now, modules or packages that they have. Accounting, finance, purchasing, sales management, customer service management, and so on. So if you can look at these features, I hope you can understand what an ERP system is. It supports the whole organization, okay, not only on the manufacturing, but also the employees, the internal processes, the customers, and so on. And it is controlled by a centralized database. Okay. So later you can explore, this is just one example, the Sage example. Okay, so we can, let's just recap a bit. When we talk about how we implement implement ERP, how we want to choose an ERP system for an organization, what we can do is we identify the size of organization and identify which ERP is best for the size of organization. And then we can also look at the type of industry, look at the ERP systems that suits that particular organization. And then another aspect of what we can look into when choosing an ERP system, we can identify whether it's a whole package or we can choose modular packages, okay? And then whether we want it to be on-premise, whereby we have to invest the server, we have to invest the manpower and so on, or we want to implement a cloud-based ERP system. Okay, when we talk about ERP just now, as I told you, we have 4 core modules. But in addition, when we talk about ERP, remember just now I have a figure about the ERP history. So in 2010s onwards, we have the extension of ERP, meaning we have a bigger modules. For example, if you remember just now I showed you for Sage, there are many features, right? For one of them is customer relationship management. But nowadays, the customer relationship management alone can be an enterprise system, can be a very big system that caters the whole process of managing customer relationship. So that is why I said it's extension of ERP. Okay, so the most discussed extensions of ERP are 2 systems, which is customer relationship management systems and supply chain management systems. Okay, so we'll go through these type of systems. Number 1, what is customer relationship management? When we talk about customer relationship management, it's about knowing our customer. Okay, when we talk about organizations nowadays, we are on the online 24/7. We have many customers, we have many points of entries, many places where customers interact with organizations. So we have too much information actually. Okay, so CRM is about knowing the customer. And a customer relationship management system, referring to the system, capture and integrate customer data, okay, consolidate and analyze customer data, distribute customer information to various systems, and provide single entry view of customers. So the same thing, the same concept. If various units look at one customer, they will have one information about that particular customer. Okay, so that is CRM system. And then CRM software, the same as the ERP software, which is a holistic software. Okay, it can be a system with few core modules or can be very extensive. So it's the same as the CRM software. It can have more comprehensive modules such as the partner relationship management, whereby it integrates lead generation, pricing, promotions, and partners' performances, meaning the organization partners, whereby they get the supplies, they get the products and so on. And also in a CRM software, there might be employee relationship management module. Okay, when we talk about employee relationship management and CRM, customer relationship management mainly involves sales and marketing. Okay, so these are where we need to manage the employee relationship. So it's about setting objectives, employee performance management. For example, I want to know I have 3 sales teams that interact directly with the customers. So which team is the most perform? Okay, so I need to know this information. So that's why we have advanced or more comprehensive modules such as employee relationship management. Okay, basically, in general, the CRM software have 3 elements, which is Salesforce automation, customer services, whereby we interact with the customer, and also marketing. Okay, these are the 3 main types of CRM software. When you later, probably you will explore CRM software in your assignments. So there are 3 types. Number 1 is operational, whereby these are the software that really related to the Salesforce, salespeople, okay, marketing and services, and all these activities are automated using CRM software. Number 2 is analytical. Actually, it comes from the operational data. From the operational data, you can have the analytics of the data. So it performs the data warehousing, data mining, and online analytical processing. And the latest developments in the CRM software is collaborative CRM. And also, if you are interested in doing research, you can look into the area of social CRM, okay, whereby nowadays we have interactions of with customers with many channels like Facebook, Twitter, many social media. So when we talk about collaborative CRM, it's about interaction management, how we manage the channels, the one that I mentioned just now, also channels, and what are the activities involved by the customers using those channels. Okay, what is the benefit or business value for having a CRM system? So first is it increased customer satisfaction. By having the system, it reduced direct marketing cost. Okay, more effective marketing, increased sales revenue, and lower cost for customer acquisition and retention. And also churn rate. What does it mean by churn rate? Number of customers who stop using or purchasing products. By having this CRM system, we know the lifetime of a customer, whether that customer stop buying our products or whether that customer is a loyal customer. So we can identify the churn rate. Okay. Okay. What do I want to say just now? I'm not sure about the scenario in Indonesia, but in Malaysia nowadays we focus or we stress on the importance of entrepreneurship learning, topics on entrepreneurship. Because why? I'm just giving a friendly advice, like sharing of my experience. It's good. It is. I'm really happy to see all of you in Universitas Airlangga studying information systems. I hope all of you will develop your skills to become very technology savvy. Okay, good programmers, good systems analysts. Okay. However, I would like to suggest you, if you have, this will be good for you. Nowadays, there are many opportunities for doing online businesses. Okay, if possible, try to have some experience in doing online businesses. Why? Because when you do some online businesses, of course, number one, you will gain some money. Okay, and then number two, you can understand more about the business process. You can understand more about the flow of doing things, the flow of what I mentioned just now about marketing, about customer relationship management. Okay, so this is just a makcik advice lah. Okay, so all right. So next. Okay, just now I talked about customer relationship management. Now the last part, the supply chain management system. Okay, so supply chain is a network of organizations and processes. Okay, it's about procuring raw materials, transforming them into products, and distributing the products. These are the three main processes or the three main things of a supply chain. And then we can categorize the supply chain into two, which is upstream supply chain, where we have the suppliers to suppliers, processes of managing them. Okay, and then also we have the downstream supply chain, meaning the organizations and processes responsible for delivering products to customers. So I think it's easier for you to look at the idea of upstream and downstream in this figure. Okay, look at this. This is an example of a supply chain. From the supplier, we ship products to the manufacturer, and then we ship to the storage distribution, and then the products will be shipped to the customers. So at the right-hand side, it's what we call downstream supply chain. At the left-hand side, it's upstream supply chain. Okay, so the process is from supply, transform, store, and distribute. And if we look at the flows from the supplier to customers, there is a physical flow of products. And then from the customer to suppliers, there is information flow. Okay, what is demanded by the customers, what need to be manufactured, and so on.
Sorry, ma'am.
Yeah.
The slides are stuck in previous slide.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
What do you see now?
In slide of on-premise, cloud, and hybrid.
Oh, ya Allah. Sorry. Oh, ya Allah. Can you see it now?
Still can't see.
Let me stop. Let me stop sharing.
Okay.
Okay, now?
Okay, now I can see.
Okay. So the one that I showed just now, oh. Did you see this just now? No.
Sorry?
Did you saw this slide just now? Okay.
Yes, okay.
Okay, all right. Okay, so I was showing this just now. The downstream supply chain and the upstream supply chain. Okay, so when we talk about supply chain, it involves from the supply of a product until the distribution of the products. And when we talk about downstream, it's about distribution and processes from the storage to the customers. When we talk about upstream supply chain, it's about production, suppliers, and so on. Okay, and then we see, if we look at this figure, there are physical flows of products, and also there are information flows. Okay, so this is a large picture of a supply chain. Okay, so the supply chain management software, okay, it actually includes or model the existing supply chain. It includes demand planning, optimize sourcing manufacturing plans, and most important, one of the important thing of supply chain management is to establish the inventory levels and identify transformation modes. Okay, so supply chain execution systems manage flow of products to distribution centers and warehouses. Okay, why do we need a supply chain management system? Because we want to cut cost. Okay, by having a SCM system, we can save 25% of operating expenses. This is in general, okay? And then by having SCM systems, we can have the just-in-time strategy to make sure that components arrive as they needed. And remember, just now we talked about bills of materials. So we want to ensure that the materials, the components arrive when it is needed. Finished goods shipped after leaving assembly line. It's about the planning of goods. And then safety stock. When we want to manufacture, we want to make sure that we have enough stock, we have enough materials. So buffer for lack of flexibility in supply chain. Just imagine now we are in the pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, imagine in March. Okay, for example, just an example. My brother is working in a pharmaceutical company. Okay, when COVID-19 happens and Malaysia, it happened that Malaysia locked down in March. People tend to eat more vitamin C. Okay, just an example. So the company that my brother is working, fortunately they have enough stock of bahan mentah, raw materials to manufacture the vitamin C. So business can go on. If they don't have the buffer stock, so probably they cannot manufacture more vitamin C that time. Okay, so that will affect the productivity of the organization. Okay, that's just an example why we need a supply chain management, so we can manage the supply chain properly and efficiently. Okay, when we talk about supply chain management, you will always see this term, bullwhip effect. Do you know what is a bullwhip? Agak-agaknya apa? Itu yang kita apa tu? Macam pukul kerbau gitu kan? Let me show the picture, okay? This one. Macam satu tali gitu kan? Bullwhip effect is a bullwhip effect is information is about a scenario whereby information about product demand gets distorted as it passes from one entity to next across supply chain. What does it mean here is, for example, there is a demand from a customer at time now, for example now, okay? Then the shop, the retailers will order, let's say the customers want 8, there is a demand of 8 products, okay? So the shop, knowing that this is COVID time and so on, so he or she, this person, this retailer will order more than 8, let's say 10. Okay, then it will go to manufacturers. The retailer will say, okay, I need 10 products. Just an example, okay? So the manufacturer cannot afford to only produce 10, kan? Because it will be a waste, rugi lah. We have to produce more so that we can get the materials cheaper. So maybe instead of 10, they manufacture 20, 30. Okay, so it becomes bigger. And the suppliers also want the materials to be cheaper, so they supply more products. However, when the time comes, initially there are 8 demand, but by the time the suppliers supply the products, maybe the demand has already dropped. Okay, so the information is distorted. So that's why there is a need for a system to manage this information. Okay. We are almost at the end of the lecture. Okay, so just give me a few minutes. So there are 2 models of a supply chain. One is push-based model and another one is pull-based model. So you can look at the figure. What does it mean by push-based? So push-based basically is a model that we have products and then we send it to the retailers. Retailers sell it to the customers. The normal supply chain. Okay, but the pull-based model is the products are developed or manufactured based on demand. I think maybe 15, 20 years back, Dell is one of the champion in this pull-based model. Okay, they develop or they manufacture the desktops based on demand. Okay, so just want to share with you, although this is not a big enterprise, in Malaysia, okay, just a simple example, customer-based products. We have this very famous brand nowadays for women, Sabella. Okay, the attraction is ingat baju tanpa gosok. Is it the same term in Indonesia? Gosok? Iron.
Oh.
For me, for example, I don't like to iron clothes. So this is a good baju for me. Okay, ingat baju tanpa gosok. What I want to say here is that what I know, Sabella, the company, will only start buying the materials, the clothes, after they close order or after they get orders from the customers. Okay, so if you look at this notification makluman, tempoh post out, not receive, not penerimaan parcel. Okay, it's not about receiving your products, but post out is 15 days, 15 working days. What does it mean? If I order now, okay, the product will be posted to me the next 15 days. Okay, so this is a demand-based or pull-based model, whereby the customer demand something, then only the organization will buy the materials and start sewing and so on. But of course, they have to manage how many sewers that they have, how many machines they have, and so on. Okay, so they do the pre-order type of business model. But you know, women, we have to thank women for being a good buying agent. We can wait for the next 15 days. We don't mind. If the baju is very nice, never mind. 15 days is also okay. So this is, I just want to show you an example of a pool-based model. Okay, so we think that we thought that it's quite simple, but actually when we talk about supply chain management system, it's very complicated, especially with the growth of internet and with the globalization that we have. Supply chains are driven by the internet, and when we look at this, of course, there are many types of data flows, and also before that, you can see this. I've already mentioned just now, by having supply chain management, we are able to match supply to demand. We can reduce inventory levels, improve delivery service, speed product time to market, and so on. But what I want to emphasize here, final note, is if we look at this example, the SCM management system, supply chain management system, when we talk about a global organization, global enterprise, it involves manufacturers, distributors, everywhere in the world, okay, and it involves flow of data, okay, when we talk about flow of data. And then let's think about, let's say that an organization choose to use cloud-based supply chain management system. So there are issues that we need to think of, that we need to think deeply. Okay, for example, the security of data, and then the potential of using new technologies, for example, IoT, the opportunities to use artificial intelligence to ensure that we are ahead of other organizations. Okay, so for now, I think that's the end of my slides. That's the end of my lecture. So thank you. I pass to Mr. Mahardika.
Okay, thank you for presentation, Dr. Noorminshah Iahad. Okay, I also thank you to our lecturer, Mr. Farid Effendi, for entrusting this class to me. And maybe from Mr. Farid, there is something to say. Barangkali dari Pak Farid ada yang ingin dikatakan. Silakan.
Like maybe in Indonesia, Mrs. atau Dr. Noorminshah, nggak apa-apa ya. Jadi saya ingin mengucapkan terima kasih atas waktu dan juga pengetahuan yang diberikan kepada mahasiswa kami di mata kuliah sistem enterprise ini. Jadi materi yang diberikan oleh Dr. Noorminshah tadi saya kira sangat bermanfaat dan juga banyak hal-hal baru yang saya sendiri juga baru tahu. Ya, jadi mungkin akan menambah wawasan saya dan juga wawasan mahasiswa saya, mahasiswa jurusan sistem informasi ini. Dan saya harap untuk kedepannya Dr. Noorminshah bisa tetap menjalin kerjasama, entah itu melalui kerjasama seperti ini atau juga kerjasama yang lain. Mungkin saya juga ingin memberikan waktu kepada mahasiswa saya yang ada di sini. Mungkin ada hal-hal yang mau ditanyakan terkait materi atau pembelajaran yang diberikan oleh Dr. Noorminshah tadi. Silahkan.
Ya, silakan. Kalau dalam bahasa Indonesia pun boleh. Saya cuba fahamkan.
Iya. Silakan.
Semuanya faham atau semuanya tidur?
Excuse me, sir and ma'am.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask a question. So
Sure.
thank you. My name is Halim, student last 3 digits of student ID number 12. I'd like to ask a question regarding to the example that you gave to us today, the such company. I have a question. So if we are going to make that kind of company that provide some kind of enterprise resource planning for the other company, what is the first step that we have to do?
Do you mean you want to build a new ERP? Is that what you mean?
Yes, yes. Yeah.
So, okay, so I'm looking at the point of view as Halim the inventor. Halim
Yeah.
wants to develop a new ERP software. Is that what you mean?
Yes, that was my question.
Okay, very good. I would say if you have the big goal or the big aim of developing a new ERP software, okay, the first one is because when we talk about ERP software, as I mentioned just now, we must remember now we have a lot of products. We have a lot of organizations that provide those kind of ERP software. Okay, so what I would like to suggest is probably first what you can do is look into a specific industry. Okay, and look into what are the lacking of the management of data in that industry. Okay, then what you can do is you go backwards, you go and look at the currently available open source ERP software that can help solve that problem that you have already identified. Okay, next you have to research all currently available open source ERP and see how you can develop a new ERP software. Okay, so then by that, but you have to remember that an ERP software is something very big. Okay, but when I say you can start with looking at a specific industry, for example, okay, in the higher education or the education industry, we also need an ERP software. So for managing students, managing billings, managing staff. So that's just one example. So you can look at one example. I just looked yesterday. I think I can categorize it as an ERP software, which is Cluster, CLASSTER, cluster.com. Let me type here. Okay, so but if we look at that cluster.com, it's still not comprehensive. If I look at it, it's still not comprehensive. It's just some parts, some modules, some packages. So I think that's my advice. But if you want to offer open source ERP, the first and the core thing that you have to look into is on the security of the system. So if you want to, Halim, if you want to become an inventor, you cannot work alone. You need to have a team of experts, team of skillful people. You need to have those good in designing, those good in network, those good in security. Okay, it's a good start. You can, inshallah, I hope by the next 5 years, maybe I can see new ERP software from Universitas Airlangga alumni, maybe. Okay, so that's my advice.
Okay, I got the points, and thank you so much for the answer, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Okay, maybe the other participants have a question.
Any more question? I'm typing at the chat box my email address in case you want to email me anything, and my Facebook account Noorminshah Iahad.
Okay, ma'am.
And lastly, my website.
Mungkin saya ingin bertanya, Dr. Noorminshah.
Boleh, saya cuba insyaAllah.
Ya, jadi setahu saya untuk permasalahan atau penggunaan ERP di suatu perusahaan itu kan tidak selalu sukses, terkadang ada kegagalan. Yang menurut dokter mungkin apa saja hal-hal yang menyebabkan terjadinya kegagalan dalam implementasi ERP tersebut?
Okey, terima kasih. Saya lihat satu contoh. SAP ada beberapa products. One of the products is SAP Business One. Okay, so SAP Business One is used for small and medium businesses and also small businesses. Okay, so saya just nak bagi satu contoh SAP Business One. It takes about masa untuk make sure that the SAP Business One berjalan di sebuah organisasi, adalah selama 2 hingga 8 minggu. Maksudnya it takes about 2 weeks to 2 bulan untuk make sure that the system is running well. Itu baru implementasinya saja. Belum lagi really menggunakan the system. Okay? So apabila kita cakap tentang sukses atau tidak sukses penggunaan sesebuah ERP system, mainly saya lihat yang utama sekali adalah pengguna itu sendiri, whether the users are willing to use or not. Okay, but of course, whether we want to ensure the users to use or not, there must be directives from the organizations, from the top organizations, top management of the organizations. Okay, so yang itu ada 2 faktor kan. Yang ketiganya, apabila kita nak implementasi sesebuah ERP system di organisasi kita, one of the core things that we also need to consider is to really make sure that the function that they offer can map with our business process. If it cannot map, so it probably will fail. Maybe 70-80% of it will fail. Okay, I just want to give you an example of the unit that I'm handling. As I mentioned, my unit is UTM Research Computing. Okay, so actually my unit has developed tanpa disedari. Kami bangunkan sistem tersebut known as RADIS, RADIS, Research and Development Information Systems. Kami mula bangunkan sistem tersebut pada tahun 2010. It's already 10 years now. Bermula daripada satu modul yang kecil, kemudian mengembang. It now have about 14 modules. very big modules. And for me, I call it as an enterprise system. Why? Because we use a single database. All data is shared by many units in UTM. Okay, so what I want to mention here is Radis is, for me, Alhamdulillah, and even I think in UTM, at UTM level, this is an in-house developed system. It is very success in managing processes, activities for research projects in UTM. However, we have increasing demand. We have increasing requests from other universities in Malaysia for us to sell Radis to them. Okay. However, I am not reluctant, but I don't think I can sell directly to them the Radis system. Why? Because it is very highly customized to UTM structure, to UTM processes. Although in general, the process is the same, research project management, whereby we start with preparing a proposal, and then we have activities, we publish papers, we apply for copyright and so on. In general, it's the same, but it's very highly customized. So it cannot be customizable to other universities in Malaysia. Okay, so what we do is we consult them. This is the business process, so you can develop your own system. Okay, so it's the same. Whether you can apply the successful of implementation of an ERP system depends on how you map your business process, how detailed, very detailed that you map your business process, and the functions that the vendor offers. Okay, if it does not match really closely, it's possible that it won't be 100% or maybe 98, 95% for your organization. Okay, I hope that answers, Mr. Farid.
Ya, thank you. Terima kasih Dr. Noorminshah atas jawabannya.
Sama-sama.
Okay, any question again? If there is no question, can we end this discussion, ma'am?
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much.
Thank you a lot to Ibra.
Before that, can I say something? So I would like to thank Universitas Airlangga for this opportunity. And I think there are a lot of opportunities for Indonesian youngsters, especially we're talking about Universitas Airlangga. Okay, continue to develop your skills, be a champion in information systems. I hope lebih ramai, saya harap lebih ramai Melayu Muslim experts hasilkan software-software yang bagus. Probably nanti Halim saya doakan Halim. Okay, dan yang lain juga, Mr. Farid kalau nak buat PhD, jom yuk ke UTM. Ataupun mungkin tengah buat PhD kot. Okay, so that's all from me. Thank you very much.
Sorry, ma'am. There is one question from Ibrahim.
Oh, mana dia? Okay.
Okay, am I audible? Test. Okay, right.
Yes,
okay, so
were you there? Sorry, Ibrahim, were you there in the previous class?
Yes.
That's why I see that you are familiar. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for the time. My name is Hafiz. I would like to give you a question regarding to the MRP. As you mentioned earlier, the MRP2, manufacturing resource planning, you said that it also manage the entire organization, right? What does it mean by the entire organization? Does it also involve on how to manage the organization? By organization, I mean the classifying the job desk into each division or department, more like human resources. think that's all my question.
Thank you very much. So if I ask you before I answer your question, do you understand the concept of ERP?
Yes.
Okay, the one that I shared to you just now. Okay, so basically when I talk about MRP caters the whole organization, actually the concept is the same as ERP, only that MRP is a system specifically for the manufacturing industry. Okay, so as I mentioned initially, this system is used by manufacturing companies. But as time goes by, if you look at the timeline, in 2000, the system is not only used in the manufacturing industry, but it expands and become enterprise resource planning to cater other industries, not only manufacturing. Okay, that's what it meant by the whole organization. So it can, when we talk about MRP, it also involves human resource, but it's of course not as detailed as now because the technology evolves, right? And the business processes also evolves. Okay. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, thank you, ma'am, for the answer.
Okay, thank you a lot of Mrs. Associate Professor Dr. Noorminshah Iahad for that lesson and the discussion that have given to us in this class today. I hope the knowledge is useful for all of us. Okay. Before we end this class, in the next session is a photo shoot with our special speakers. Please turn on the camera for photo shoot and use the virtual background of DECOTA 2020. And I remind all the participants to fill the feedback and present form that provided by the committee after the photo shoot session. Okay. I invite the committee that on duty for take this photo.
Iya, mungkin satu lagi di kelas ini juga ada Kaprodi kami, Bu, Pak Rimolyo Hendradi. Pak Hendra mungkin bisa di...
Oh, Pak Hendra ada ya?
Nah,
mana Pak Hendra? Saya selalu ber-WhatsApp saja dengan Pak Hendra.
Oke. Helmi bisa diambil alih. Silakan.
I will guide the photo shoot. I will count to 3 and start screenshotting. For slide 1, 2, 3. Second slide. 1, 2, 3. Last slide. 1, 2, 3. That's all. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Very much. Assalamualaikum everyone.
Before we end the
terima
class,
kasih Dr. Noorminshah.
Saya.
I remind all again, for all the participants must fill the feedback and presents form that provided by the committee in this chat section, in this column chat, because there is an e-certificate that will be sent automatically via email that you fill on form.
Sekali lagi terima kasih atas ilmunya dan kesempatannya Dr. Noorminshah.
Alhamdulillah, sama-sama. Okay, so saya boleh leave room ya?
Okay, thank you, Mrs.
Thank you very
Associate
much.
Professor.
Thank you.